and honored among wagons I was prince of the apple towns, and once below a time my lordly had the trees and leaves trail with daisies and barley down the rivers of the windfall.
Hi, Garrett. Okay, on a conversation of a different nature, I am proud that Edmonton. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our program will begin in 5 minutes. And where are we here? The Edmonton Chamber of Commerce has 120 volunteers actively serving our policy committees and task forces. Volunteers from every sector and size of the business community. Our volunteers come from more than 2,800 members. Our volunteers are an example of strong, committed, and dynamic Edmonton business community. Talk, 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 and I'm still going. A great example of this relationship is the cooperation between the City of Edmonton, the Edmonton Chamber, and Edmonton Economic Development as we work in concert to promote northern relationships and initiatives. Testing, testing. I'm still talking, and I can read some more. I think these might have to be moved, the teleprompters, a little bit, Marty. If I go up, they're kind of there. Every year, we have people stealing these centerpieces from us. So we will place an Edmonton Chamber of Commerce sticker on the bottom of one saucer on each table for the winner. And somebody's taking my picture. Thank you, Marty. As well as Production World for the flawless audio-visual support they will consistently provide to the Edmonton Chamber. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Hey, hey, what's that? Flawless. Except for that little bit of ringing I can hear right now, Graham. Testing, 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 testing. 1, 2. Hey, you want to scroll that so I can read just get a head start on the, Caitlin? So you should start scrolling that so I can get a head start on telling the speech for today. Testing, testing. Spoilers. On a conversation of a different nature, I am proud that Edmonton is the final stop in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada something, because the teleprompter lady failed and she's not keeping ahead. Testing, testing, more pictures, eh? Hey, there you go. Testing, testing. Oh, I gotta read some more. Oh. Thank you, Brian, and thank you for being the title sponsor of this event again this year. With your support and that of the, what was going on there? Kelly, quit playing. With your support and that of the other sponsors, we have seen this event continue to grow in popularity. Are you good, John? There are more than 2,000 business and community leaders in the room with us today who are eager to hear what Mayor Iveson has to say. Oh, something's not sounding very good. Be certain to complete your ballot for the draw at the end of today's event for 2 tickets to Europe with Iceland Air. Chamber staff will be picking up ballots from your table during lunch. Relax and enjoy your lunch. I hope it's good. Better be good. Oh, there's some bold stuff here. Mayor Iveson envisions Edmonton as a globally competitive city, supporting and nurturing an entrepreneurial culture as a city-building pioneer, creating attractive options in housing and transportation for residents, and as a municipal government leader. You getting there, or you're good? I think you two are fighting each other because Kelly's touching stuff while Graham's trying to work on it on the iPad. You want to read?
Sure, I just want to hear it because I know what I sound like. I know how weird I sound. Check 1, 2. Yeah. Huh? Oh yeah, those. He is tall, eh? There you go. What was that? Woo! Check 1, 2. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Shaw Conference Center. A sold-out event. Man, are they going to crank lunches out. It's a lot of tables. Yeah, 1, 2. Ooh, ooh.
Can you see where they added last night? Way in the back.
They're still adding?
Under the screen, they added 2 more last night.
Ouch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2. Marty Berg, I got you some Red Bull in there, and I got some NOS for you, sir. And I have bananas and apples. Eat some potassium. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2. Did you really get here at midnight? Woo! Woo! Yeah. 1. It's getting better. Who? Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 2. What rig is that? Bow, bow, bow. Yeah, 1, 2. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Woohoo. 1, 2, 3. ABC. Is Shirley Zutter in the room? If you are, yell at me. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, by the way, when I was out there, the Vertec rig sounded great, and is there any more jam on the Vertec rig? Because when you muted everything and just left Vertec on, it sounded very good. Check, 1, 2. Good afternoon, 1, 2. Check. Yeah, getting a little bit of way up there now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2. Good afternoon. 1, 2. Good afternoon. 1, 2. Check. 1, 2. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've checked record levels everywhere. We know we're good. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2. That sounded pretty good from here. Let's add some more stuff in. 1, 2. 1, 2. Hey, good morning. How are you, sir? Perfect. Living the dream. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great job, production world crew. Room looks fantastic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were pretty close. Let's not go crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good afternoon. Marty Berg. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, shoot, we got a little hum bar in that back projector, eh? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good afternoon. Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Still that one. Ooh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. It's gone lower now. Ooh. 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 1, 2, 3. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Graham, how's it sounding? Getting there? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's one up high now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2. You okay, Katie? Did you get a script yet? Oh, probably good to get a script. Oh. Hey, Marty, can you just take a look at the podium video? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's sounding better right now. 1, 2, 3. Kevin Snatchersey. The one, the only, the music, the legend. Yeah. Yeah. Check 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2. Check 1, 2. What do you think, Kel? We're there? Yeah. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Graham, tell me you're getting happy. Okay, getting happy. There is a lot of Shaw staff here right now. Wow. Everyone sound off. 1, starting with 1. Oh, that's going weird. Yeah. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Bow. Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, G. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, ooh. Check 1, 2. 1, 2. Is this okay? Or it's white? Hey, Nikki, can you just bring this light down? Can you just check that? I think I moved the podium slightly. Oh, no, is it still focused? Okay, that. I may have just kicked it right here. Okay. Check. Fly that. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's really bad. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2. Am I good, Graham? Graham. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Huh? Check. 1. Check. 1. Well, you hear the room coming back at you, for sure, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Check. 1, 2, 3. Almost. So what does that mean? It's either an AC ground. Did we lift the ground on the projector, the AC? Shit. It's VGA feeding it, so there's no way to lift it. Did we lift the ground on whatever's the VGA distro? That can't stay on like that. Take it down. 1, 2, 3. You know what I'd love to do? Oh, we can't because we can't get at the chains. I take the screen right out of there. No matter what we do, it's going to look like a mistake. Check. 1, 1, and we'll just get rid of the screen. Check. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mayor's 2014 State of the City Address Luncheon. We would ask you at this time to take your seats. The program will begin in 10 minutes. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we would ask you now to please take your seats. The program will begin in 5 minutes. Thank you.
dreams and exciting plans. Your behavior sometimes radical to impress your special friends. You felt the pressurized to make a sacrifice.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The program will begin momentarily. Thank you.
Charismatic energy, now your face is gone. There goes your oddity, let no weakness show. There goes your oddity, let your sweet self go. Close. You used to be the smartest kid, had more fun than anyone. Now you got your head corrected, your dreams are far and gone. You felt the pressurized to make a sacrifice, to fit in, be like everyone. You had some surgery, cosmetic energy, now your face is gone. There goes your oddity, let no weakness show. There goes your oddity, let your sweet self go. There
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President and CEO of the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce, Mr. James Cumming.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Cumming, and I'm the President of the CEO of the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce. Now, as you can see today, today's luncheon is one of the most important and probably the most popular events that the Edmonton Chamber puts on. Our sincere thanks for attending today. Our apologies with the parkade that was closed. Sometimes those things happen that are out of your control. As we get started, I would like to remind you that we are on traditional lands of Treaty 6, and we have with us today Elder Gilman Cardinal from Big Stone Cree First Nation is here to give us a blessing for the meal. Elder Cardinal.
Thank you very much, James. Welcome, all of you. Just a little small gathering, right? This is the most number of people I'm going to do a blessing for. What an honor. In our traditional way, our Aboriginal way, the offering of stimau, tobacco, is usually the first thing we do when you're asking an elder to do a blessing, a ceremony. Tobacco to us is like a contract, an unwritten contract. The Aboriginal way is very visual. We have limited use of contracts. When we gather, tobacco is our main contract. As James mentioned, welcome to the traditional territory of Treaty 6. I'm very honored to be here today, to be asked for this blessing, this ceremony, to bless the new council, to bless our new leader. What a dynamic person. That's why I supported him during the election, during the campaign. And they're going to do a wonderful job for us. I've been here for 20 years, 21 years this year, and I wouldn't choose any place else to live. As an Aboriginal person, it's so welcoming and accepting. The previous council, the new council, also some of the leaders, the councillors, are still here, and they will give direction and leadership to the new people that are coming on. My main blessing is in Cree. Cree is my first language, not English. I'm very traditionally grounded in my culture. I was raised by my grandparents. That's quite common in our culture and a lot of other cultures. But I just wanted to mention a little bit that this territory is a gathering place for Aboriginal people for centuries. Treaty 6 territory. There's 4 nations surrounding Edmonton. And Edmonton is the second largest urban Aboriginal population in all of Canada. It's such a great place to live. I wouldn't live anyplace else. I'd like to ask you to rise with me, and I'll do my blessing in the way that I've explained, to bless the leadership, our great leader who will accomplish a lot of the things our previous Mayor Mandel and Council started. What a great opportunity. What a great time for everybody. I'd like to recognize Homer Trust Edmonton, my colleagues that are sitting back there. I will be serving one more meeting with them over the past 5 years. So I want to thank them for being a part of what I give back to the community. There's other societies also that I've worked with collectively. At this time, I'd like to ask you to turn your phones off, please, and I will pray in my language, and ask the Creator to bless the elders, the leaders, all levels of leadership, to make things possible for the lesser fortunate, the so-called visible minorities. We need to work together from the top right to the bottom, and never forget why we are in leadership. It's to help the lesser fortunate gain a greater quality of life. Aw naman tomnan, pinaskumpnan, sti mawo gagitaw higaw yan, utinak, utinaw, imito ma, tasawimat to, tanagatimat to, council, mayor, isikaso to, kakayasi mo yak. Kwayas tamiyo kanoap mato, tay sinim nawa. Tasitos kawato, niso kamuato. Kinaskumpnan naman tomnan. Hay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elder Gilman. And welcome to all of you here today. Now, we've got someone here to sing our national anthem, and we've started a tradition in the chamber that we like to give the opportunity to some local talent to be able to show us their skills and help them with their careers. So we have with us today is Anis Castellanos Arc. She's a first-generation Canadian from Venezuelan parents. She's been performing in the Edmonton marketplace. She's got a great love for music, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy her rendition of O Canada. Anis?
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' commands. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
As we have a fairly long program today, I encourage you to continue on your lunch. And I believe from my conversations with many of you that there's a real sense of optimism in the business community in Edmonton right now. A sense that we as a business community have one of the best opportunities in North America to take a risk, to build a business, and to be an entrepreneur. We are here today not only with a sense of optimism, but curiosity as to the vision our new mayor has for 2004. But before we satisfy that curiosity, I will introduce our head table guests before we begin our feature program today. We have with us today Premier Alison Redford. The Honorable Dave Hancock, Deputy Premier, Minister of Innovation and Advanced Education. Tom Ruth, President and CEO of Edmonton International Airport. And Tom, welcome to Edmonton. Brian Vajo, President and CEO of Capital Power. And my boss, Simon O'Byrne, Chair of the Board, Edmonton Chamber of Commerce, and Vice President Practice Leader, Stantec. And Sarah Chan, lovely wife of our Mayor, Don Iveson. And last but not certainly least, a man that can fill 2,200 people at the Shaw, His Worship Mayor Don Iveson. Now, in addition to our head table guests today, I would like to acknowledge some special guests with us today. We have so many that there are 25 remarkable individuals that are very helpful in growing Edmonton. We ask you to direct your attention to the big screens for a list of who they are. And once again, our sincere apologies if we have not missed anyone. Now, the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce has 120 volunteers serving on our policy committees and task forces. Volunteers from every sector and size of business in the community. Our volunteers come from our more than 2,800 members. They put in long hours as volunteers, they're experts in their fields, and they're experts at running a business. Our volunteers are an example of a strong, committed, dynamic Edmonton business community. The policy volunteers develop are brought to all three levels of government. Now, our policies address key issues that face businesses in Edmonton, which are strategic priorities of the Edmonton Chamber: expanding our markets, northern relations, strengthening our region, development of our workforce, and a great northern city. Now, you can read something about our policies as our volunteers have put some booklets on your tables. Now, Great Northern City has always been a priority for the Edmonton Chamber. It relies on productive relationships between business community and its civic leadership. A great example of this relationship is the cooperation between the City of Edmonton, the Edmonton Chamber, and economic development as we work in concert to promote northern relationships and initiatives. When the Edmonton Chamber sits down with the mayor, city councilors, and city staff, it is the hard work and expertise of our member volunteers that we bring forward. Now, we may not always agree with the direction on council on specific matters, but our healthy and mutual respectful relationship has translated into cooperation and action on many issues that our members consider strategic priorities. For example, the budget. Each year, the Edmonton Chamber makes recommendations to the city on the business community's priorities for the budget. Now, I'm not going to talk about amalgamation today, excepting, given the weather today, wouldn't Turks and Caicos be a great idea? Now, the Edmonton Chamber has spoken out about regional cooperation, and this is an issue that directly impacts each and every member of the Edmonton Chamber, regardless of their size. And it impacts the competitiveness for each person representing business here today. So regional cooperation is an issue the Edmonton Chamber will continue to address to ensure the promotion of the region as a globally competitive region that has efficient and effective delivery of services and infrastructure. We expect to see progress on this issue in the coming months and in the future years. The Edmonton Chamber has been a proud member of this community for 125 years. Now, on the screens, you will see some of our members who are celebrating similar milestones. On February 27th, last week, we celebrated the birthday of the original Edmonton Board of Trade. For more than a century, our mission has been to create the best environment for business. This is why we exist. This is why we're here today, and to learn about the state of our city. And this is why we will continue to pursue our mission on behalf of our members for the next 125 years. Now, at this time, I would like to thank our title sponsor. Without people like our title, we can't put on events like that, and that's Capital Power Corporation. Our gold sponsor, Enbridge, Northern Gateway. Silver sponsor, Landmark Group, EIA, and our bronze sponsor, Alberta Blue Cross. Please give them a round of applause for their help. So thank you to each and every one of you for supporting and presenting this event. Without your help, it would not be the success it has become. I also like to thank Event Style and Decor for today's centerpieces. Now, every year we do this event, people are stealing these things, so to solve that issue, there's a sticker on one of the saucers on each of your tables for the winner of the centerpiece. And if nobody at your table steals it from you, you may take it with you. Oh, look at that. Okay, no fighting, no fighting. As well as Production World, for the flawless audiovisual support they consistently provide to the Edmonton Chamber. And also a big thanks to Printworks for printing the policy booklets you see on your table today. Now at this time I would like to call on Brian Vageau, President and CEO of Capital Bauer, to say a few words. Brian?
Thank you, James. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Premier Redford, Mayor Iveson, and his wife, Sarah. It's a pleasure to be here today to bring greetings on behalf of Capital Power and to join you for Mayor Iveson's first State of the City address. I look forward to this annual event because it outlines the city's priorities, celebrates its achievements, and highlights our city's bright future. At Capital Power, we are proud to have our head office in Edmonton. In December, we expressed our continuing commitment to being a true head office in this great city. In July, we'll be celebrating 5 years since our initial public offering and our commitment to being an active contributor to the vibrant business community and to the quality of life in the Edmonton region. As one of the largest companies headquartered here, we strive to help Edmonton build capacity as a great city. Not only do we believe in giving back to the community through charities, events, local sponsorships, and of course lighting the bridge, we are also helping to build Alberta's economy. Over these last 5 years, we have been the largest investor in power generation in this province. Last year, we invested almost $800 million right here in Alberta and have announced up to another $1 billion investment in additional capital to be invested in this province. We're focusing our investments here at home because Alberta has the most stable and fastest growing electricity market in North America. To meet the growing demand for new energy, we are in the process of obtaining approvals for a state-of-the-art combined cycle natural gas-fired generation facility. At peak construction, Genesee Units 4 and 5 will employ about 850 skilled workers, most of whom will come right from the Edmonton region. In the few short months since Mayor Iveson and Council were elected, they have certainly rolled up their sleeves and started a lot of work. They've been wasting no time in asking the province and federal government to support the LRT expansion. The redevelopment of the city center airport will make way for a world-class, sustainable neighborhood in the center of our community. The new arena will further contribute to the revitalization of our city's downtown and enhance our reputation as a world-class city. Our city already boasts a renowned arts and cultural district. Families are flocking to the rejuvenated and trendy warehouse district, and the new Royal Alberta Museum will soon take shape. In fact, our headquarters in the Epcot Tower is where we expect to be fully surrounded by construction in the next few years. 2 projects on the horizon that excite us are the Galleria project and the Rossdale redesign. One thing's for sure, that all the great initiatives going on in our community, this is truly an exciting time for all Edmontonians. But to make this all happen, we need rational, responsible, and sustainable vision and leadership from our City Council. In the few times I've heard Mayor Iveson speak since he's been elected, and with the direct dealings I've had with him and City Council, I'm confident the city is in very good hands. I hope you enjoy this afternoon's address by Mayor Iveson. I'm looking forward to hearing the vision for our prosperous city as it continues to evolve as one of the best places to work, do business, and raise our families. Thank you.
Well, thank you again, Brian, for being the title sponsor of this event again this year. With your support and that of the other sponsors, we have seen this event continue to grow in popularity. There are more than 2,000 businesses and communities in the room with us today who are all very eager to hear what Mayor Iveson has to say. Now, I for sure can be very grateful that when Mayor Iveson takes the stage, he's here to speak to the local community about his work in Edmonton, rather than his extracurricular activities on Jimmy Kimmel. Now, I have one reminder for you, and we're going to stop talking here right away. Be sure that you complete your ballot for a draw at the end of today's event for 2 tickets to Europe with Iceland Air. Chamber staff will be picking up ballots from your table during lunch. Please relax, enjoy your lunch, and after lunch is served, Mayor Don Iveson will deliver his address. Thank you. Okay, I have some exciting news to announce, very exciting. If you don't fill out a ballot, you can use a business card, I hear, so save you some work.
Good afternoon. Hope everyone is enjoying your meal. My name is Simon O'Byrne, and I'm the chair of the board of the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce, and I'm also a vice president at Stantec for our urban planning practice. Today is my very great pleasure to introduce His Worship, Mayor Don Iveson. I've personally known the mayor for several years. He's a phenomenal person in the community, not just in terms of what he's done on council, but in terms of engaging with citizens across Edmonton. Rather, though, than telling you too much about some of those stories from my friendship with Don, I want to read a little bit from his bio. Don Iveson was elected the 35th mayor of Edmonton in the fall of 2013. As mayor, he chairs the City Council's executive and audit committees and sits on the board of Edmonton Economic Development and the Capital Region Board. Mayor Iveson envisions Edmonton as a globally competitive city, supporting and nurturing an entrepreneurial culture as a city-building pioneer, creating attractive options in housing and transportation for residents, and as a municipal government leader, innovating and showing value in public service through effective decision-making with a long-term view to the environment and a healthy, inclusive city. First elected to City Council in 2007, Mayor Iveson served 2 terms as councillor for Southwest Edmonton. As councillor, he chaired the City Council's Transportation and Infrastructure and Utility Committees and the Capital Region Board's Regional Transit Committee. After graduating from the University of Alberta, Iveson headed to the Canadian University Press in Toronto and then worked in media and government relations before entering political office. Mayor Iveson is married to the wonderful Sarah Chan, who's right down here. Together they have 2 wonderful children, Alice and Dexter. I'd now like to start the video.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this year's State of the City. But before we get started, we've got a short video highlighting some of the fantastic achievements we've seen in our city in the last year. Let's get to work building this great city.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Don Iveson.
Thank you. I haven't even said anything yet. Well, thank you. Thank you all so very much for that. Thank you, Simon, for that introduction. Madam Premier, Deputy Premier, honorable ministers, elected officials, my City Council colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is really an honor and a pleasure to be with you at my inaugural State of the City. It's an added honor to be joined by 11 out of 12 of my City Council colleagues, and I'll give the 12th one a hard time later, as well as many other elected officials from our region, from the province. I'm sorry we did this to you on trade deadline day, but we didn't check the dates. So I specifically, though, want to acknowledge and thank Premier Redford and Deputy Premier Hancock for taking the time to be here. I understand, Madam Premier, that this is your first State of the City in Alberta's capital city, and we are very appreciative of your presence. You know, Elder Gilman Cardinal's blessing is a poignant reminder that Edmonton has been a gathering place for a very long time. At least 8,000 years before the arrival of Europeans, this spot, which we now call Edmonton, perched on the North Saskatchewan River, has been a peihonan, or gathering place, and the focal point of ceremony and in trade for Indigenous peoples. This remains a place, a magnet, for people coming here to build something enduring together, be it a future, a family, a business, or a work of art. Great cities emerge, as Edmonton is now emerging, when enough of us, and enough infrastructure, and enough investment, and enough creativity, and enough drive all swirl together, reaching a kind of critical mass. Ladies and gentlemen, a new, more confident Edmonton has emerged. Building upon our rich heritage, leveraging our advantages, and most importantly, unafraid to challenge ourselves to do even better. You know, every day I am reminded that Edmontonians are the real city builders in Edmonton, in the businesses they run, the services they provide, and the time they volunteer. City Council and our 11,000 colleagues work hard to support you in building the city we all aspire to, a city that welcomes newcomers and cares for the less fortunate, a public transportation system that moves a growing population efficiently, infrastructure to support a fast-growing city's needs, an urban core and gathering place to showcase Edmonton. Being unafraid to challenge ourselves to do even better requires innovation at City Hall, in business, and in the community. For example, our transportation department is partnering with the University of Alberta to study pavement material and roadway management in winter cities. This partnership will help us make better planning and paving decisions in the future. We know the city can do better with its public engagement. We must connect with our public more effectively. Clearly, our processes have to be better and more transparent. We are making progress at gathering the input of citizens early on before options or decisions are developed. Open government must be more than a catchphrase. It's an attitude adjustment, and one that I will continue to lead. With the City Centre Airport now closed, we have the opportunity to show leadership and innovation with the Blatchford development, offering a walkable, transit-oriented lifestyle option to families that is scarce in Edmonton, in a community that meets high environmental standards. In this neighborhood, and in many others, we must enable infill and more housing choices for Edmonton families. Meanwhile, world markets demand cleaner, greener, cheaper, faster, and safer ways of doing businesses. And our entrepreneurs and researchers and innovators can show the world how. We must, if we are to stay relevant. We have shown that we can keep up. Having a strong post-secondary institutions, being the logistical hub and gateway to the world's politically safest energy reserves, and investing in an internationally recognized business incubator that is second to none in Canada, and by enabling an unprecedented level of investment and confidence in downtown's renaissance, anchored by Rogers Place. The country, and indeed the world, are taking note of what's happening in Edmonton. From sovereign wealth funds to venture capitalists, they like what they're seeing. Edmonton, an economic powerhouse, is now poised to take its rightful place as one of Canada's premier cities. Our city, our region, and our north, we together are key to Edmonton's future and prosperity and competitive edge. Yes, we are living through remarkable economic times. You've all heard it. Among the fastest job growth of large municipalities, more jobs than people to fill them, healthy housing starts, strong migration into our city and region from within Canada and around the world. Bottom line, our economic fundamentals are strong. However, I will not let us become complacent. Though our city has benefited from these extraordinary economic times, prosperity has not reached all Edmontonians. Over 100,000 of us live in poverty, including almost 30,000 children. This is a reality that threatens our future and cannot go unaddressed. I'm glad you agree. Those living in poverty are disproportionately immigrants and Indigenous women. Many are women often struggling to lead single-parent households. They are our friends, they are our co-workers, they are our neighbors. And if our neighbors are not thriving, then neither are we. Simply managing poverty is not working. It's costing us billions in healthcare and in lost productivity. And it's costing many children their promising futures through no fault of their own. It costs us in policing when those in poverty turn frustration and desperation into antisocial behavior. It costs us when children too hungry to learn fail to get the skills they need to succeed and be productive members of the community. Poverty is complex. Its causes are multifaceted, interlinked, and anything but straightforward. Many are afraid to tackle it, but I am not. City Council has already been at work on a long-term poverty elimination strategy. The focus so far has been on shifting from a charity model to one based on investment. Recognizing the work that's already been done, I will elevate the profile of poverty elimination by bringing the weight of the Mayor's office. Next week, Council will consider my proposal to create a Mayor's Task Force that I will co-chair personally with members drawn from business, from faith communities, and subject matter experts, with the mandate of crafting real-world strategies to significantly reduce poverty among our neighbors. Realistically, the work may take a generation, but progress towards poverty elimination will benefit all Edmontonians, and our work, if it is to be successful, must align with our Premier's own courageous commitment to eliminating child poverty in Alberta. And as we start this dialogue, I invite you to think about what providing a living wage can do for workers. Consider how supporting child care for your staff will lessen their day-to-day worries and enable them to be better, more productive workers. Think about, as members of Canada's largest Chamber of Commerce, how you can help to unleash the next generation of entrepreneurs from unlikely circumstances. You know, we compete in a world that has never been flatter, facing constant pressure to remain competitive day in, day out. Our economy is firing on all cylinders. In fact, the Conference Board of Canada forecasts the Edmonton metropolitan area to be among Canada's fastest growing in the coming years. However, if we are to be a truly effective region of 1.2 million people, our shared future and success is conditional on functional relationships with neighboring municipalities. If we want to continue to outperform other city regions in Canada, then we must work together much more effectively, and there can be no delay. Earlier this year, as James alluded to, he called for two things: One was a study on amalgamation, which I think actually overshadowed his other important point. The other thing the Chamber called for, quite rightly, were stronger results from the Capital Region Board. Specifically, meaningful regional collaboration on economic development and working together on regional infrastructure planning. Well, I don't, sure. While I don't see amalgamation on the horizon, I know there is real frustration among business leaders like you about the state of the region, and I share it. If the Capital Region Board cannot demonstrate results, voices calling for more radical change will drown out diplomacy. If we or our neighbors see this as playing for keeps, we will all lose in the end. That's the pathway to lost investment and lost opportunity, and the pathway most likely to end with forced amalgamation. Rather than the negotiated mutual benefit we should strive toward together. To that end, I've been asking my fellow mayors in the Edmonton region to renew their commitment and efforts so that we as a region can rise above our differences and deliberate in an open and candid manner and ensure that the entire Edmonton region succeeds. For the region to achieve results, we must work together much more effectively on economic development. The region must deliver an updated growth management plan next year with elevated standards for density and urban growth and accountability to those standards. The plan should reinforce the importance of growing existing communities rather than starting new ones. Boundary changes are a natural part of these discussions, hence the city's pursuit of annexation. Edmonton's boundaries have not changed since 1982. Calgary's have changed more than a dozen in that same period. Naturally, negotiation is part of the annexation process. However, we cannot accept only new residential growth. Edmonton's future growth must be balanced with a healthy mix of residential and employment areas. Our city's very future and competitiveness make that our region's future and competitiveness are at stake. So I put it to my fellow mayors, what will you do differently? How will you think differently? Are you ready to look ahead and ensure that our region's ability to compete globally for our mutual long-term benefit is always at the forefront of our deliberations? An essential part of being competitive is the ability to move people and goods efficiently. When Edmonton's LRT system came online in 1978, it was a notable achievement for a city of our size, one heard around the world. Beginning with the vision of council under the leadership of former Mayor Mandel, we once more have momentum on our side. A fully built-out LRT network is an efficient and effective way to meet the needs and demands of one of Canada's fastest-growing metropolitan areas. It enables the city and region to continue to be a gathering place for trade and commerce. We heard it loudly last fall and continue to hear sustained support from Edmontonians for the expansion of our LRT system. Past councils were not always clear on their priorities. To remove all doubt, this council unanimously declared LRT expansion as its priority for new investment in infrastructure, beginning with the long-awaited Valley Line from Millwoods to downtown. You may have caught coverage of my meetings with federal cabinet ministers and other elected officials in Ottawa last week. Social Development Minister Kenny, Industry Minister Moore, Transport Minister Raitt, Health Minister Ambrose, and Minister of State for Finance Sorensen, as well as Edmonton MPs. I stressed with them the critical role that Edmonton and Northern Alberta already play and will continue to play in the national economy, and emphasized the importance of mass transit to our growing city and region, messages which were well received and also conveyed in national media. And at this point, I'd like to specifically acknowledge Edmonton Economic Development, the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce, Startup Edmonton, and the Urban Development Institute for their strong letter of support for Edmonton's LRT expansion. It's wonderful to have the business community united behind us in this cause. The Edmonton region accounts for close to 1/3 of Alberta's population. As an anchor of one of the most dynamic economic development corridors anywhere, our region's $81 billion gross domestic product is almost 30% of the provincial economy. Clearly, big cities are the economic engines of the province and the country. To be globally competitive, we need the federal and provincial government's sustained commitment to rapid transit now more than ever. We in Alberta have an opportunity to move ahead, learning from the lessons of other congested Canadian cities and staying ahead of the rapid growth that we all know is coming and that will fundamentally alter our province's landscape. Madam Premier, never has the opportunity and the timing to fully build out Edmonton's network of LRT been more worthy of your government's leadership, commitment, and support. Show you understand the needs of this city in the same way that my council does. Show Alberta's capital city that we are worth investing in. Monday's speech from the throne has given us much to hope for, and we look forward to tomorrow's budget. You know, in a similar vein, big cities fuel a large part of the province's economic dynamism. In fact, Edmonton and Calgary, with over half of Alberta's population now, account for more than 60% of its economic output. We've been working with the province on a more equitable approach to how big cities are recognized. And we appreciate that Minister Hughes is with us here today, the Minister of Municipal Affairs as well. Currently, Canadian cities bear the responsibility for 60% of public infrastructure, and we do it with 8% of the tax revenue. The City of Edmonton provides services to our citizens and many in the region that include complex cross-border policing, library, literacy, and educational support services, international trade and investment attraction, domestic violence reduction, social and affordable housing, newcomer settlement, and preventative health care with recreation and active transportation. Edmonton's continued reliance on the existing legislative and fiscal framework is holding us back from the optimal delivery of services to citizens and will continue to be a hindrance. We have reached the point where Alberta's big cities have outgrown the one-size-fits-all Municipal Government Act, and our collective efforts are better spent focused on a big city charter. What is needed is a real partnership between Alberta's big cities and our provincial government. And we've been working closely with the City of Calgary, and I'm happy to report that we are closely aligned on our vision of what a big city charter means. And what we heard in this week's speech from the throne is very encouraging. And I look forward to working with Minister Hughes and with you, Madam Premier, and I hope and expect that our dialogue will be productive, reconciling the roles of our governments and our responsibilities to our citizens. And while the revenue conversation is essential, I have not prejudged a single outcome. The mature relationship that can grow from this big city charter work is absolutely essential to Edmonton's continued progress. Progress takes many forms. One of them is reconciling our past. We are humbled that Edmonton is the final stop of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada later this month. No other province was home to more residential schools. But what this tragic period of our history has demonstrated above all is the resilience of our Indigenous peoples in spite of systematic attempts to strip their culture, traditions, and language. This is a truth we must come to terms with. The gathering of survivors' testimonials and statements will be powerful, emotional, and for many of us, uneasy. While it will not undo the hurt and wrongs of the past, the retelling and chronicling of this episode in our history is an opportunity for us as a people to learn from it and recommit ourselves to building a better and more inclusive city, to engage more meaningfully with Canada's soon-to-be largest urban Indigenous population. In fact, the Commission stop in Edmonton is a one-of-a-kind opportunity for us all to join in conversations around truth and reconciliation. Elsewhere in the country, non-Indigenous Canadians turned out in full force as one in a gesture of reconciliation to learn about the injustice of residential schools and to underline the fact that healing is a shared act. Without recognizing our shared history and learning from it, we have no hope of making change. This gathering place we call home is made up of entrepreneurs, teachers, students, artists, tradespeople, caregivers, seniors, those who help and those who need our help. A city binds our diverse interests, gives us a shared purpose, and makes us stronger. It's our job now to take this remarkable moment in history and meet these defining challenges head on as one. Building critical infrastructure, tackling poverty, unleashing innovation. That's why we have chosen to gather here, to do great things. My responsibility and my council colleagues' responsibility is to steer us, focused on an ascendant Edmonton. Great cities emerge when conditions are ripe for unprecedented cooperation, creativity, and disruptive change. The cities that embrace this will thrive, while cities that are content with today will lag and wither. I will not stand for that, and given what we hear from talking to Edmontonians every day, neither will you. Thank you.
Well, I think we got our money's worth. Mayor Iveson, on behalf of the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce, its members and guests, thank you for your presentation today. As a token of our appreciation, we have made a donation in your name to the Edmonton Chamber of Commerce Endowment Fund for Children in Need. Thank you very much. So once again, I would like to thank our title sponsor, Capital Power Corp., the gold sponsors, Enbridge, Northern Gateway, our silver sponsors, Landmark Group and EIA, and our bronze sponsor, Alberta Blue Cross, for their support in making this event such a success. I would also again like to thank Printworks for printing needs today, event-style decor for the centerpieces, as well as Production World for the flawless audio-visual support that they consistently provide for us. And now the moment that many of you are waiting for, the draw for 2 tickets to Europe via Edmonton's newest airline, Icelandair. Tom Ruth, the new CEO and president of EIA, will be making today's draw. As Tom makes his way up to the stage, I would like to take the moment to congratulate him as his role as CEO as president. Tom is new to Edmonton, and this is a great opportunity for me to tell you a little bit about his background. Prior to joining Edmonton Airports, Tom was president at Halifax International Airport, a position he held since 2008. Tom was formerly president and CEO of OceanX until its privatization in 2007. From 2004 to 2007, Tom was president of Canadian North Airlines, 100% Aboriginal-owned airline connecting Ottawa, Calgary, and Edmonton to Canada's north. During Tom's tenure, the airline had 3 record years of revenue and profit growth and diversified substantially into a full-service scheduled passenger, cargo, and chartered airline. And from 1994 to 2004, Tom worked in a variety of positions, including vice president of Livingston International, a privately held logistics firm. He's a subject expert at cross-border export with the United States. So I can get Tom up here for the draw. And the winner is Jan Novatini. I get that right? Jan, you can come up here and collect your surprise. All right, so thank you, all of you, for joining us today. Don't forget to book space in our annual golf tournament on June 19th. I'm told this is the first tournament to be held at Edmonton's newest golf course, the Quarry. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support of the Edmonton Chamber and being part of our great northern city. Good afternoon and good business.